Just because kids aren't in school right now doesn't mean sports stop. And for that, we turn to Tara Chadwell, who tells us more about summer sports and how to stay safe. Now, Tara, go ahead and tell me, what is something you guys see the most over the summer when it comes to sports?
You know, I think this year is bike safety and bike helmet accidents and just bike accidents in general. You know, oftentimes those helmets are just not on these children. And so at Niswonger, we do a lot of education this time of year on the importance of wearing bike helmets and how to properly wear those.
And there's also sports that people are practicing for. They're getting back into the swing of things, but it is hot outside. Can that pose dangers as well?
Absolutely. I think the number one thing is hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. And most importantly with that water. You know, I think around this area, sweet tea and those Cokes and Pops are really awesome, and it's hot and that's what you want, but that's only dehydrating our bodies. So making sure that kids are staying hydrated with that water 24/7 because it is hot outside.
And some sports I'm thinking about, especially like high school football, we do see a lot of pads that people have to get into. So is there like a transition into getting into those pads that people should be aware of?
You know, I'm certainly sure that at the high schools, their coaches are taking the precautions that need to. We also focus a lot on concussion safety and making sure that we're doing education not only for the high school but for the communities as well as they're getting into those football seasons to where concussions are going to start happening, and then also the dehydration side.
And overall, I know we've mentioned dehydration and the dangers of playing in the heat in the summer, but playing could be good. I mean, it keeps kids active and healthy. I mean, talk about some of the benefits of summer sports.
Absolutely. Physical activity is one of my main focus areas as part of the Children's Resource Center. Is we really want to focus on kids getting active and moving as a family as a whole. And so absolutely, kids should be out. I know it's hot, but get out there and enjoy. And when you're not playing a sport, there's so many fun activities that families could be doing at home, as a family, by themselves, outside, that is fun and completely free.
Is there a typical time frame that, you know, people should be outside doing sports, maybe not to exceed their limits, but to get outside and still have that fun and get that exercise?
Absolutely. I think during the summer, obviously, we would really want kids and families to be out either earlier in the morning or later in the evening. This peak time at 2 o'clock in the afternoon is when it's going to be really hot, right? So we definitely may not want kids, especially really young kids, out doing all kinds of hard physical activity at that time. But certainly if they are, make sure that water, you could also make sure that you keep maybe a little ice cooler to a little cold pack where they can put on their little, you know, pulse areas. That'll help cool their body temperature down. And wear hats and sunscreen.
I know sometimes people get distracted by the fun. They forget that sunscreen, they forget the hat, they forget to stay hydrated. What other tips do you have for people who are out and about playing these summer sports?
I think just everything you just said: sunscreen, hats, cool things to kind of bring that body temperature down, staying and playing and keeping active during this time of year, but also make sure you're staying out of those peak sun hours, so either early in the mornings or later in the evenings for your fun.
All right, Tara, thank you so much. So avoid that sun, but still soak up a little bit of it while you're playing those summer sports outside.